Welcome back to another episode of Think Different Theory. My name is Josh Forti. We have an epic, amazing, super cool, awesome episode for you here today. I have an amazing guest, one of my oldest friends, my first success students, we're just going to have an absolute blast today. But before we dive into that, guys, I have to go and I have to talk to you about Traffic Secrets again because I got to let you know that this book is coming out. It's coming out March 17th. It's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have so much fun with it. We have so many cool bonuses. We're going to talk about this book with my guest here in just 1 second. I know you can't see him yet or hear him yet, but we're bringing him on here in just 1 second with this. But really quick, March 17th, mark your calendars. The Traffic Secrets book is coming out. It is going to be amazing. We have so many cool bonuses for you. And I know that I've teased you guys about this. I've told you guys about this before, but it's true. Okay, let me give you a hint about some of the bonuses. The bonuses that you will be getting are not just from me. Wink, wink. Okay. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Mark your calendars, March 17th. Okay. Traffic Secrets. We'll have the wait list. Next week is going to be insane. You're going to see so much content from us. Awesome. Amazing. Okay. I would do an intro. I would tell you a little bit about my week, my day, but the next guest that I'm about to bring on with you or to you right now is someone that I'm going to talk about all this stuff with anyway, because he is one of my oldest friends in the space. We haven't caught up in a long time. So this is going to be like a catch-up conversation, and I'm so excited about it. He's one of my first ever success stories, from $400 a month to $20,000 a month and beyond. He is one of my best friends, like I said, in the space. His name is Gusten. Actually, his name is Gusten something. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but it's Gusten Sun. We're going to call him Gusten, my man. Welcome to Think Different Theory, dude.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure. It's Gusten Sun, but it's for that reason that I changed it, because everyone is like, how do I pronounce it again? And I'm like, how can I make this easier so that, I can build my personal brand so people actually recognize me?
Yeah. Well, and dude, it was hard to pronounce. Sung. Not only was it hard to spell, the reason it was hard to spell, dude, or to pronounce, is because it's spelled weird. So in America, and I don't know if this is how it is over in Finland where you're at, but anytime after a Q, in the English language, it's always QU. So and I don't think there's any, maybe there's a couple exceptions, but it's always QU. Yours is QV. I'm like, bro, how am I supposed to figure out how to pronounce that?
That's why I did it. And now I'm the sun. And I'm already getting all these jokes from friends like, oh, the sun,
bro,
the light, and all these.
You kind of had that one coming. When you changed it to that, I was like,
it's worth it though.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I actually like it now.
But dude, okay, so how'd you get your name on Instagram though, bro? You're just at Gusten. That's sick, bro. Dude.
It's funny. A couple of weeks ago, I saw someone, a good friend of mine, who got his first name as the handle. And I reached out to him because I was like, dude, how did you get that? And I already had mine. I just wanted to see how much he paid for it. And he was lucky to get it for, I think he paid a couple of $1,000. Not too much, but it's still worth it for the long-term brand.
Right, for sure.
You know how much I paid for mine?
How much?
$200.
Nice. How'd you do that?
Why I did it?
No, how?
Or how I did it. Huh?
How?
I just reached out to him. He was a Swedish guy. I saw that he's not an entrepreneur. He's not going to value it.
Yeah.
He's, and so I was like, hey, just wanted to see if you're interested to sell it. He's like, how much? And I said $200. He's like, okay. And that's it. That's how it was super, super easy.
That's awesome, bro. Well, congratulations, dude. My Instagram username at Josh, the guy that owns it, when I first tried to get it, he has 100,000 followers. Actually, I'm curious to know exactly how many followers he has now. Yeah. But he did this whole thing, and he was like, if you want the username, so many people must have been reaching out to him for the username. Let's see, at Josh. Yeah. Let's see, accounts here. Is it there? Yeah. I write fiction, read a story, 150,000 followers. But he had a link, and on the link, it took to a landing page, and it was like, if you're interested in selling, or if you're interested in buying my username, I'm not interested in selling, but if you pitch me a really, really good story, I might consider selling it. And, but then down below, he's like, dude, I've been pitched I emailed him and he's like, dude, I've been pitched 1,000 times for this username. I'm not giving it up. So I was like, all right.
Well, that's the difference. Cause there's only 3 people who are named Gusten in the world. So it's not that hard to
get. What's up with your name, bro?
Huh?
That's weird, bro. Yeah. Who names your kid? Okay, but I gotta tell you this though.
Who names your kid Gusten?
Gusten, but no. Here's a more crazy story, dude. I'm not even kidding you, okay? And we're gonna get into your backstory and everything here in a second. But so I just hired this content team, right? And They're awesome. So I originally went with hired this company called Repurpose House, who is awesome, right? They're super, super cool. But then these people that I had quoted out with, who are the people that I actually wanted to go with, they were like way more expensive, but worth it for sure. They came back to me and they're like, dude, like we want a Dream 100 you type deal. So we'll cut you a deal. Like what can we work out? So anyway, I ended up switching and going with them because they're awesome. But their names are Lewis and Lewis, and they're brothers. They have they have the same first name and the same last name. I was like, your mom that's a psycho right there.
That's some next level stuff, bro.
That's crazy, bro. So, bro, how you been, dude? I feel like it's been forever
great.
since
Well, I'm hoping we'll get more into like after the backstory and all of that, because like it's been a couple of interesting months, and I'm not just gonna say like I've been great, because like one part of me has been great and amazing. It's kind of like, you know, entrepreneurship is like the ups and downs. So it's like one day everything is amazing and you're like, I'm gonna take over the world, and then the next day you're like what is it that I truly want to do in life?
Yeah.
Like, what's my purpose? And like it's been a mix of those two. But like overall, I wake up and I remind myself like of all the blessings. I think like if I start the days with what I'm grateful for, and I look at my kid, bro, I can't wait until you have kids. You're gonna be like, you think right now I hear when you're talking about kids and you're like, bro,
I'm scared of them, bro.
Time to have kids now, and I'm like, bro, it's not like you don't have time for them. It's they actually help you to do more and to do bigger things. But anyways, I've been great. It's fun times.
I like what you said there though, dude. I think that's a struggle we all go through. And I think it's important to take time to figure it out. Like, I think it's important to not beat yourself up in that process.
Yeah.
Like, be intentional for sure. But like, I look at my life, dude. Holy cow, man. The last 2 years of my life have been insane. Like, like I thought, like, I was like, I know what I want to do. And then I like crash and I'm like, all right, I got to reset. I go like 7 months through of mindset. I get my mind right. And I'm like, sweet, I don't want to build an audience anymore. I just want to go get rich. I got to figure out how to build a multi-million-dollar business. And then like I start that, have success, one month, two, great, bam, brother dies. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And like, then through that process and think different theory. And like, I think one of the things that I did really well, and I'm curious to know kind of like where you're at with it, is like, dude, like I didn't judge myself for being where I was at. I was like, okay, this is where I'm at. And I understood like, I got to have my foundation right. I've got to I got to be in alignment like before I can go and build. And it took me a while, you know, and I'm still figuring out like the actual foundation of everything, but like I at least have this direction of like, okay, now it is where I'm at. And it took, 26 years of my life to get to this point, you know?
Yeah. Do you think that hiring Katie, shout out Katie, do you think that hiring her helped you to not judge yourself, to tell yourself different stories? Because I feel like one of the things with me, and I don't always analyze this, I'm not always like self-aware enough to notice, but like I judge myself so much, and like I've had to go back to my childhood to figure out why. And only when I can like find a specific moment in my childhood and I can see what happened and like what created me, the person I am today, then I can realize why I'm functioning a different way. And then I understand why I have specific feelings and why I tell myself these stories. And only then it's like this weird journey of like going back and forth, trying to figure out why do I feel this way. And so like, it's a crazy mind, bro.
That's exactly what we do. Like that we have to go and do that. And that's literally, I have a spreadsheet, that I started after working with Katie, like you said, shout out Katie freaking Richardson, who is such a transformational human being. Like I can't even put into words what she's insane. Anyway, I have this spreadsheet and there's 3 columns on the spreadsheet, and there is the thing or the topic that is that question, right? Like, why do I do X? Like the thing that I'm struggling with. And then on the left side of that column is what's the story that I'm telling myself about this situation? And then what's the story that I need to be telling myself about this situation, right? So I can literally go back anytime I'm like, oh man, I'm struggling with that again. I go back, I'm like, oh, that's the old story. This is the new story. I can remind myself. And it's that, and it's going back there and identifying. And like, I just had my call with her. We have calls every Tuesday. And I wrote down, I have like 15 pages of journaling. And one of the things that was like, I was talking about is like, what am I running from? Why am I like, because I couldn't stay focused, right? I was like, man, I was like, some days I can, some days I can't. And like some projects I crush and I over deliver and it's amazing and it's epic. And then there's other parts of it where I'm like, what? I can't, like, how do I Why can't I stay focused, right?
Yeah.
And like going back and going back. And so by journaling and getting out of my head and like identifying these stories, I realized that if somebody else is involved, I kill it every single time. Like if there's a client involved, if you're involved, if my team is involved, whatever it is, if I have a deadline and somebody else is involved, I will over deliver and meet expectations every single time.
That's so true. That's so interesting.
And so I was like, but if nobody else is involved, if the results of my actions, right? Or I should say the results of lack of action does not disappoint someone, I can't stay focused. But as soon as
that's so interesting.
As soon as I go and I face something where it's like, oh my gosh, I have to go deliver for a client. I have to go deliver. Yeah. Boom, I am there. I'm on top of things, whatever. And it's because and Katie helped me identify this. It's like, dude, I don't trust myself. I trust myself with other people, but when it's me versus me, I'll let myself slide. And so I went back and one of the things, and sorry, I know I'm talking a lot here, but like this is so important on this.
It's so good. It's so good.
Like I think about all the little things in life that I do that I tell myself that I'm going to do that I don't follow through on, either do or don't do. So like I would be like, yeah, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. But then like 6 a.m. would roll around and I'd be like, nah, I'm tired. I'm going to go and I'm going to just sleep in. Or I'm going to eat healthy all day today and then I don't. Or I'm not going to go and, go get ice cream tonight and then I go and do it, right? It's those little things. All of a sudden I'm training myself to believe that if I say something, I don't have to follow through on it, right? But I don't want that perception from somebody else, so I will. And so I've literally had to go back and start and like just the littlest things, dude. Like the littlest things. When I say that I'm going to go do something, I have to follow through. 2 days ago. And I'm going to end with this, so then I'll let you talk. Sorry. 2 days ago, though, I was like, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. like tomorrow morning. That was my goal. And at 6 a.m., my alarm went off, dude. I laid and stared at that ceiling. And I was like, if I shut my eyes right now, I will fall back asleep. I was like,
you have like 5 seconds.
I'm like, I just got to make it to the bathroom. Like, that's it. So I like roll out of bed, like go to the bathroom, shut the door, and I like look at myself in the mirror in the sink, and I'm like, wake up, Josh. So I'm like, splashing myself with water. And it took like, I was in there for like 15 minutes. I was like, if I walk back out, I'm going to go back to bed until I was like strong enough mentally to go out to like get out to the living room. Yeah. And it's just like those little things. You know what I mean?
You know what I think it is for me? And I don't know if you can relate, but like, I think for me is acceptance from someone else. And that's why I'm always going back and looking at like, where's that coming from? And my story, and we can get into it a little bit more, but my parents, for an example, they loved me. They still do. And they always did what they thought was best for me. But kids, like it's one thing to say as a parent. And I know this now as I'm a
Come
parent,
up to the microphone a little bit.
Huh?
Come up to the microphone a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, just like that.
So like, it's one thing to, as a parent, wanting to show that you love your kids, and it's one thing to, as a kid, receive that love. Because kids have different love language and all that. Yes. So, and especially I've seen like typically entrepreneurs are the middle kids. So like they have younger brothers and older brothers or sisters. And so I've always been in that ground where I have, for those of the people who are listening and they don't know, I have 7 siblings. So like I've had to be in the I've had to be in the middle fighting for attention. So like going back to like finding acceptance and like, I don't know specifically what it is, but it's like finding, like when I work with clients, I don't want to let them down.
Right. Exactly.
And when they love my work, when they love my work, I'm like, yes, I feel good about myself. But when I'm alone, it's not the same hunger or drive to get the results, because like, who's going to say that I'm, well done, Gusten? Me?
Well,
it's not the same.
And are you more or less happy with who you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. And I told Katie that actually. I was like, I mean, like, yeah, I want to grow. Yeah, I want to like expand, but I'm like, but also life's pretty freaking great, honestly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like this balance.
It's a balance of like being comfortable and being ambitious.
Yeah.
Right. Because I've noticed like, so I've been an entrepreneur now for 3 years. And I've noticed when I get too comfortable, the thing that gets me back on track is like when I'm like, hey, why didn't I sell anything this week? Because I was too comfortable and just delivered. Right. And so I'm like, okay, so now we got to fill the pipeline. Now we got to do this thing and this thing to then have all these engines running both on the front end and the fulfillment and that sort of, So it's like, I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he was talking about like the difference between like inspiration or when things are pulling you or when you're pushing for something. And the difference is that sometimes you have to and now I'm probably butchering it, but it's like when you're you know what it is to start a business and your back is against the wall. You're like, you find a way to do it, but then you get comfortable and the drive and or ambition is gone. And so right now I'm in a spot where I'm like comfortable but still driven, and that's why I do challenges. Like I want to do a 24-hour funnel marathon when I build funnels for 24 hours.
Yeah, but
I
you
want to
do
do a
so.
journey to 1,000 funnels. I want to run marathons and
Okay,
Ironman.
Let's talk about that though. You ran a marathon last year, right? Was it was it a marathon or was it a 5K?
No, it was a marathon. I didn't train for 6 months and I ran a marathon.
Like what? Like you're just like woke up one day and you're like, I'm gonna run a marathon. Sounds like a plan. And then you're like, I'm not gonna train for the marathon and see if I can do it. How? Why?
Well, do you know Yes Theory?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, there's one guy there. What's his name? He ran a marathon without training, and so I was at work and in my office, and I had a break, or I was eating or whatever, and I saw this video, and I was like, I want to do that. And he talked about why he did it was because he said that he was going to do something. He set this goal, like, I'm gonna train every single morning. I'm gonna train 4 times this, every week. But he didn't do it, so he sort of punished himself. But also, he did it. He set a challenge to wake up or to tell himself, like, hey, what are you doing? Like, get your shit together. And so like I wanted to do the same thing, and I was like, I need something that is like brutal, that when I'm running the marathon, I'm like, no, why did I do this?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, bro, like 20% into it, I'm like, no. But I finished it.
Dude,
and,
that was insane. That was insane. Some of the footage that you sent over to me today, I'm like, bro, I don't know if I would have made it. That's some mental strength right there.
It was.
Yeah.
But we need it. I need it. I need those challenges.
And I think we all do. We need legit challenges, not the coronavirus. Let's talk. Okay, let's change topics here real quick. We're gonna come back to this. I want to get into your backstory. I do. It's good, but we gotta talk about this whole coronavirus stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, bro. Here in America, I swear everybody thinks the world is ending. Like it is insane.
It's crazy.
California is all the shelves are empty. People are freaking out. And, oh, by the way, guess what? We've had like 11 deaths, 12 deaths of it. In the past, like, since the beginning of the year, we've had like, what, 5 or 6 or 7,000 deaths from the flu?
The flu?
The standard flu, influenza? Like, what? Like, stuff like that? Is it? Okay, so you're in Finland. Is it crazy hype over there?
No, it's getting here now. I heard the first person or the first big story about this man who's like piling food on the top of his roof. In Helsinki, in our capital, and he's like he's storing up food because he's afraid of running out of food. And I was laughing because I read this this Facebook post from one of my friends, and he had the flu from like an airport or something. He went to the doctor. The doctor couldn't tell the difference. It was like, I don't know if you have coronavirus or the flu, because it's literally the same symptoms. So you got to do a test and all of that. And so he didn't know what to think of it. And I'm just tired of it. We can talk about it, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, this is so much fake news. It's
like, okay, it's
a business. It's a business.
I saw this thing, and okay, so we're gonna have Brad Gibb back on the podcast next week. Actually, we just had him on, but he did this live over his Facebook group last night that I watched. It is the most mind-blowing stuff when it comes to how the coronavirus is affecting the economy. I don't know if you know this, but like since the coronavirus outbreak, like the stock market has dropped like 4,000 points. Like it's taking a hit.
It's insane.
But like I'm not worried in the slightest. Now, keep in mind, guys, I have no idea how serious the coronavirus is, right? But I will tell you,
not experts.
I am not in any way scared at all. I'm like, it's a bunch of media hype, and it's clickbait, and it's fear, which is what drives society. And we're talking like the average standard common cold flu that you would get is much more. I'm more worried. I mean, like literally, I just think it's a bunch of media hype. And by the way,
have you seen the age group that is like
it's
dying
old?
From
it's 70 years old. Every single person that has died, and this is true, every single person that has died in America from the coronavirus has already had a compromised immune system. Every single one of them.
That's what I'm saying.
So dumb. Oh my gosh. And by the way, guys, I live in Omaha, Nebraska right now. They're bringing all of the people that are sick and quarantined in the United States to Nebraska because we have a University of Nebraska medicine here.
I heard this.
And so like, I'm like, if anybody's going to get sick, it's going to be me. So I'm not even worried about it. So you also just chill out. Julie Stoyan, shout out you. I love you. You know this, but I think you're freaking out for no reason. Okay. So media over there, is it like, you've been to America a little bit, you know about American stuff. Is the media over in Finland freaking out about it as much as the media in America?
100%.
Really?
It's the only thing it's the only thing they're talking about right now. But you know me, I'm not listening to, I haven't like been watching news and reading news. I don't have the newspaper. Like I don't follow any of that. I recently started doing following politics because of you.
Yeah, buddy.
But that's,
everybody needs to get
I
involved.
want to understand the business side of things when it comes to politics, tax and all that. We can get into that if you want, but it's like some of the things I didn't know that there was a world out there like this. And, I don't want to go into like conspiracies or anything like that, but I'm just like, bro, it's all fake news. It's all a business for them. They want to get attention and then monetize that attention. So it's like they're promoting the left, but they are capitalists and trying to capitalize on that attention.
I mean, they're promoting. I mean, at this point, it's just whatever is going to make them money. I think a lot of people. That's why. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. Oh, Facebook is trying to help get Trump elected. Facebook is trying to help get this person elected, or these people or this organization is leaning one way or the other or whatever. I'm like, first off, read Trust Me, I'm Lying by Ryan Holiday, the most mind-blowing book in your entire life. Like, holy freaking crap. It's insane. But second, it's like, I actually don't think that anybody, like very few people actually care who gets elected that are controlling these media outlets. Yeah. The media outlets really don't care. What the media outlets care about is how outrageous can I make my headline to get more clicks? Because, like that's literally it.
It's like, I like what you said. I can't remember who you had on, but you asked them like, where should we get the truth? Because all these media outlets, like, they're just writing about whatever is trending.
Yeah.
They come up with a clickbait. So it's like for me, and I'm an introvert, so it's easy for me to just sit here in my dark little office.
Yeah, no kidding.
With my party lights, as Steve Larson said on a meeting recently. He's like, love those party lights.
Yeah, I feel like you're having a rave over there every night. Like just party up.
So I'm like, I'll just close all that out, open ClickFunnels, my little sketch. Okay, put some music on and sit here, eat ice cream and build funnels.
Dude.
And I'm good.
All right. Let's talk ClickFunnels and funnels, bro. Because ClickFunnels changed my life. ClickFunnels changed your life. Dude. ClickFunnels is insane. I feel like we just need to talk about this right now. What do you do? What do you even do? For those people that have no idea, they're like, okay, we've been listening to you for 20 minutes now, Josh, talking about this coronavirus and mindset and everything like that. Who's Gusten? Like, what do you even do?
So I build funnels for 6, 7, and 8 figure entrepreneurs, mostly from the ClickFunnels community. And a lot of times it's people who already have a business. They have funnels. They use ClickFunnels, but their design sucks or it's not converting or they want to launch a new offer. And so, someone posts in ClickFunnels and I get tagged and I get people coming to me asking for funnels. I do have other like education products, but my challenge to 1,000 funnels. Yeah. And I can go into that if you want more deeper.
Yeah. I guess I want to kind of take this conversation back to how ClickFunnels changes businesses and how funnels in general help people scale. I guess let me start here, guys. Gusten and I have a very, very awesome relationship, and I'm gonna talk you up here for a second here. So just I know that you just love that and all that because that doesn't make it feel awkward for you at all. But I'm gonna do it, so just chill. But like guys, Gusten was one of my very first success students back 3.5 years ago, like when we got into the side of things, and we can talk about that. I'll leave that up to you. I'm not gonna toot my own horn here, but the similarities between you and I and what allowed us to be successful. I mean, these books right here. I mean, .com Secrets, Expert Secrets. I mean, the books that we're talking about now, Traffic Secrets, which, are you jealous?
Yeah, bro. Like, how much can I pay you right now for you to send that over to Finland?
I mean, I feel like Russell might get mad at me if I do that. I thought about doing, okay, side note, I thought about doing an ad for this, like, you know, Facebook ad. I was like, what if I burnt it, like lit it on fire and burnt it? But then I was like, I can't. There's only one copy. I can do it afterwards.
Unless you first do an audiobook of it.
Oh, he's got
you
the
actually
audiobook.
recording it.
Yeah, but no, he's already got that. He already recorded it.
Yeah.
It's going to be available in the upsell. Anyway, but like funnels, ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson changed my life. They're a large part of your life, I know as well. You're on this journey to 1,000 funnels. And one of the things that I like about you, and that I think that you and I see a lot of eye to eye on, is we want to go out and empower people to go out there and do what they love, right?
Yeah.
And you've gone through a lot of evolutions. I've gone through a lot of evolutions of things. But this concept of building a business around what you're passionate about, around your message, around whatever it is that you want to do, using ClickFunnels, using social media, using what it is that we're doing here. I want to break this down a little bit more detail because, guys, we do have the Traffic Secrets book launch coming out, right? We do have these things. And while those, get the Traffic Secrets book, get the .com Secrets book, get the Expert Secrets book. Like, while those books are amazing and epic, what they're talking about and what they're doing works for anybody. And the reason that we tell you that, and the reason that like these books were able to change our lives, is because like the concepts and principles that are talked about in there are not unique to Russell Brunson. Right? Russell Brunson just did an absolutely epically amazing, phenomenal job of telling stories in these books about these frameworks and principles in a way that we can understand.
He simplified it. He simplified it. He made it fun and easy to duplicate.
So I wanna bring this conversation back to kind of the beginning for you and where you were. And how I helped you, how ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson helped you, and like that whole transition into where you're at today. Because like, dude, you've worked for some really big names. I mean, I don't know if you can say like any of them specifically. I know some of them you can't for confidentiality, stuff like that. So, you know, don't feel like you have to say all the names, but like you've done that. But the reason that you've gotten there, I want to kind of go back and uncover that journey. And I will say, guys, like Gusten is a overwhelming big piece to a lot of my success and who I am today. You have helped me. I mean, you helped me with the social media secrets launch. You have built countless funnels for me and helped with that. You have been there for me when things were bad. You've been there for me for when things are good. Like, we have really developed a super, super cool friendship because our visions align so much, and it starts with wanting to serve people. And so I want to back up. So talk to me about what it was like at the beginning for the person out there right now that's like, dude, I'm getting started. I know what I want to do. I have this message. There's somebody out there right now that they want to build a business around helping people with their weight or with their health or, with biohacking or with their, their books or with their art or with their, whatever it is. And like, you were in that similar situation too, where you were out there and you're like, I'm trying to figure it all out. How were you able to go and put the pieces together? Like, what were the steps that you took?
Yeah. I want to give some context to people who don't know me, because we were talking about like when your back is against the wall. Okay. But there are two ways you can go about doing things when your back is against the wall. One of them is just, going all in on something and trying to figure it out yourself. And I know it's cliche. It's something that mentors say to sell you stuff, right? Like, you need a mentor. But for me, it was okay. So one morning I wake up, we had gotten married. So I've been married now for 5 years. That's crazy.
Dude, that's it. How old are you?
And I thought that was, it would be a great idea to quit my job after we got married and start a business to provide for my family. That was, that was the vision that I wanted to do. And so I built a website. Okay. I was like, okay, I got into social media marketing, and I'm not going to go into that too much, but like, I built a website and I put on my packages and the things that we were taught, in the old school and like in college. I went to college to study marketing and business, and they're like, hey, do your budgeting, set up your business plan. And like, I did all those things, got my simple Wix website that is so easy and cheap. And for 8 months, I kid you not. And I was stupid too. Like, let's be honest. I was stupid for 8 months. For 8 months, I was watching YouTube videos, reading books, and I was trying to figure out how to get clients. Okay. And then one morning, my wife walks into the room. It's 6 a.m. And if you know me, it takes me like 4 hours to wake up unless I go for a run. And my wife walks in and she's like, "I'm pregnant." And I'm like, "You're what?" And I was awake.
You're
in
like
1 second.
way awake. Wow.
And I was super excited, but then 1 second later, I was like so scared because I had no money. I was making 400 a month. And bro, it got so bad to the point, and my wife was already taking care of me. She was already paying for the bills, for rent, for food. It got so bad that one day she told me like Gusten, you either start making money, or we have to move back to my parents' house. And the worst part of all of this was not that like I didn't have the fancy car, I didn't have the big house yet, or I wasn't a millionaire yet. It was all the people around me who told me, I already heard their voice, like, I knew it, bro. Like, I knew it wouldn't work for you. And I heard all these voices, and I was like, I have to figure this out. Or we're going, we're going to be homeless. And so I go online, and Josh is there like, ah. But I go online, and I saw, first thing I saw was Russell Brunson with a book. Okay. And I can't remember if it was Expert Secrets or .com Secrets. But I'll tell you right now, if you're sitting here and you're like, Josh, you and your books, I get it, they're amazing.
Get the books.
I'll tell you right now why they're so good. If you understand how to build funnels, okay, the sales message, the offer, and the design, you can start any business in any industry, no matter what capital you have, right?
Yeah.
You have to pay for ClickFunnels. But I mean, like, that's the beauty of these books. Russell Brunson creates frameworks, and this sounds like an infomercial, I know, but like this is what made me be able to grow a six-figure agency, close it down, have zero income in January 1st, 2019, which is only a year ago, and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else, and build a new business and be at 36,000 in February or March.
Okay.
Same year.
And I just want to clarify, it was not just 1 year ago that your wife came to you and was like, "Hey, I'm pregnant," and you were broke.
No.
No. That was what?
Yeah.
How old's your daughter now?
She's turning 3 this summer. It's crazy.
So this is like 3.5 years or 2.5 years ago or 3 years ago. Yeah. That when she came to you.
I've had a six-figure business, six-figure a year business, and more than that for a couple of years now. But the thing that helped me choose what I want to do, what I want to sell, who I want to serve, is the principles of how do I craft the offer, the message. And I remember one day, because design is like, people see my funnels and they're like, "Hey, it doesn't look like ClickFunnels designs," and they love the design. And I'm like, it's funny because I remember this day, and I have so many people who told me I couldn't do stuff, but this designer, he's like, just hire me, bro, because like you can't learn design. And I was like, when someone tells me that, I'm like, I'm gonna learn design,
right?
And he's like, no, it's just something that you have or you don't have. And I'm like, bro, that's what everyone says. And so I learned design as well. And so like I was able to then use everything that I've learned from Russell to then start another business. And then I was like, hey, wonder if I can become the best funnel builder in the community. And I started getting, bigger and bigger clients. And I feel like we're going fast through my story. There's so much stuff.
Yeah.
We could literally be here for 4 hours, but
okay. So let's go back to where I came into your life.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. What happened? Because we worked together. Yeah. I mean, I remember you, but before you were who you are today. Like, what transpired there?
So I was literally sitting there. I saw the ad from Russell, and I understood one thing. I had no money, but I understood one thing. I was like, I need to find somebody who is doing, because college clearly didn't work. Okay. This teacher didn't even have a business. I'm sitting there Wednesday morning. I'm like, I'm out of here. Bye. And dropped out. And so I'm like, now what? And my wife is like, now what? When are you going to start making money? And I'm like, okay, because I'm a very like, value focused and like standard focused, and like I grew up like very religious, and so like I want to learn from somebody who's doing what I'm doing, but not just or doing what I want to do, but not just someone who's successful, but also ethical. And so I'm looking online and I see Josh and I'm like, huh, this kid looks like, you know, like me in America. Like he's me, but like he's a little bit ahead, you know? And so I'm like, how can I work with this guy? And I actually borrowed money from my 2 younger brothers. So embarrassing.
Crazy. That's so nuts.
Yeah, I gotta buy them something nice. But yeah, so like I borrowed money from them, paid you, and I kid you not, like, because I had the drive, I had the ambition, I had all of that. So like I just needed someone to say, like, don't do this, do this. And that's what you're good at. You're like, you can see the full picture. And I think that's why like my funnel now work, because I see the full picture. And so like I've learned that from you as well. But once you showed me like, do this, don't do this, avoid my mistakes, that's when I, you know, started seeing some success, and I went to 10K per month pretty quickly.
That's awesome, bro. Okay, so what did you start? Because I want to kind of dive into more specifics here on it, as far as what you started offering or what steps you took. It doesn't even have to be specific offers, but like what things did you start doing or stop doing that helped you get to that 10K, 20K, and beyond spot?
Yeah. So like I remember one day I had this meeting with a client, and it was social media marketing, and I was super nervous. I was like, I'm gonna offer them 1,000 a month. Okay, I want to see if I can get there. And so I crafted this little pitch, and I went there, super nervous, and I closed them, and I was literally freaking out in my car. And I realized that day, one thing: this is a duplication game. Like if I can close one client at 1,000, I can close 2, and I can close 3. And so at that point, I realized, like, wait a minute, there's a lot of shiny objects. There's a lot of trendy opportunities. But if I can just shut out everything else and focus on this one thing, deliver a good result for them. The funny thing about personal branding, and I've been known a little bit for that part as well, is that I started doing that locally first. So I became the guy who was focused on getting results, and people came to me inbound. And because I'm an introvert, it fits me perfectly, because I hate doing outreach and that sort of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. So you did social media marketing services.
Yeah.
And that's where you started.
Yeah. That's how I got to 10K per month.
How did you find your first client?
I think I went to like the local like networking events. Yeah, but I was super shy, and it wasn't my dream clients or like my dream audience. But that's where I think I got my first ones. And then it was referral based. A lot of times it was people coming to me and calling, and I didn't know who it was. Yeah. And like some people say that introverted people are pretty good salespeople. And I don't think I'm a good closer.
I agree with that, though. I 100% agree with that.
But I'm a good listener.
Right.
I've always been a good listener. So like I just always I fell in love with my audience, not my products. That's why I've had, you know, a few different things, because I'm like, what is the problem that I see when I got started? I saw the problem with local businesses and social media. So I was like, how can I learn this thing? Tom Bilyeu, we both love Tom Bilyeu.
I love Tom.
He said something interesting. He's like, if you can stack, or like skill stacking, if you can just focus on adding new skills, relevant skills, but like add skills to your plate, like you're unstoppable.
Yeah.
And that's what I've noticed is like, I am willing to play a 10-year game where I have so many skills that I can start any business. I can help any business. Now I can choose to niche down if I want to, but I have the knowledge and the experience with all these different things. So I'm confident to deliver results.
Yeah. And I think that's super important as far as like skill. Like you've got to have some form of skill.
Yeah.
And in order to make money, right? There's two ways to make money. You get paid based on time, or you get paid based on skill, right? Or value that you bring to the table. You can only bring value to the table if you're skilled, right? And so taking the time to learn that skill, like I learned probably more than from anybody else, was Sam Ovens. Is I learned about the
I was going to say that too.
Compound.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah, compound interest. effect,
Yeah.
like the compound effect of life. And it's like right now, if you don't have anything, right? If you're not super talented in one area, you're completely equal to everybody else, right? That also doesn't have skills, right? So what you can offer is what everybody else can offer, which is time, right? And by the way, time is a terrible leverage, right? Like you can't leverage, I can't come be like, yeah, I'm gonna leverage my time. It's my time if I have no skills, because they can be like, okay, well, somebody else has time too. So if time is your only asset that you have to leverage to someone to try to pay you more, it's not great unless you have a skill to go with it, right? And so when you go out there, like you said, and you pick a skill and you acquire that skill and you get good at that skill, all of a sudden that rises you above. Now, it might have taken you, let's say it takes you 6 months to learn that skill, right? So for 6 months, you make no money. Right? 6 months, you are level 2. You're trading time for money during this process. But then 6 months later, all of a sudden, you go from not being able to charge anything or being able to charge a low amount to being able to charge $5,000, right? And that compound interest effect, that is a big jump. And so the curvature goes like this, and then it's like this, and then it's like this. And so then you get better and better and better. And the people, as you level up, the reason compound interest goes like that is because the amount of people at this level is far less. Right? And so you have less people that you're competing with. And then there's, the 80-20 rule. 80% of people at this level are always going to stay here. Only 20% are going to get to here. And then guess what? 80% of those people are always going to stay there, and only 20% are going to get to here. And then same thing, 80%, and you're going to go up, 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 up. So you can climb the ladder much faster. The dollars follow value. Your skill sets follow value. And that's when I was like, okay, if I can get good at something, if I can get really, really, really good at doing this specific thing, then I can go out and make tons and tons of money. It sounds like that's exactly what happened there as well.
Yeah, what I learned was from James Smiley, a good friend of both of us. Shout out to James.
Yeah, James, what's up,
I learned the power of leverage. I was like, hey, millionaires are probably hanging out, hanging around other millionaires. So if I can get results for one millionaire or seven-figure entrepreneur in the ClickFunnels community, chances are that they're gonna ask or they're gonna be asked by other people like, hey, who built your funnel? Especially because it's a visual thing. It's one of the reasons that I got into funnel building. Yes, I'm focused on conversions and I do follow data, but it's a visual thing. So it's like, people see it and they ask, hey, who built this? And they connect me and so on and so forth. Another thing that I want to add to what you said there was the way that I look at is there's a lot of people who can offer management. Now, it could be wealth, health, relationships, but they're always, like you said, they're trading time or they're doing the management level, not growth. And you look at people who are relationship coaches charging $250,000 for a 9-month program to billionaires. It's, how much money a billionaire is saving by not going through a divorce. So it's like they're selling growth, not management. They're not selling, hey, I'm going to babysit Nelia. Yeah, I'm not going to manage your life. I'm going to help you grow. When you look at it that way, whatever industry you're in, and you stack your skills, you can 10x your prices.
Yeah.
Okay? You get better clients too.
Yeah, I like that a lot. You have to know essentially what it is that you're selling, because like there's certain things that, people are like, yeah, premium. That's going to sell better, right? The higher you are, the less competition, things like that. And I agree with that when you're in growth mode. Like you said, when you're selling growth stuff, but management stuff, like honestly, it'd probably be easier just to go out there and if you have just a quick management software, go cheap, go for volume, right? And so you really have to understand what it is that you're selling.
And a lot of times it's positioning too. Let's take, for an example, content. Okay. So you could sell content as, hey, I'm going to do video editing, unlimited video editing for you, $497 a month. That's management, right? But if you're like, I'm going to help you scale and I'm going to create video ads that you can literally scale infinite. Like look at, what's his name? I feel bad now. He's doing video ads for all these big people.
Kevin
like
Anson.
Russell Brunson.
Kevin Anson.
Yeah, Kevin.
Shout out Kevin.
Like that's growth. That's growth because he can charge so much more because he has the data. You can track that, and that's the same thing. But because he's positioning himself better, he can charge more. It's
okay. Yes. It's all about how you present the offer. Mr. Steve Larson. Shout out Steve Larson. That man. Side note, I voxed him last night. We were chatting back and forth about some stuff. He's going to be part of our bonus stack for Traffic Seekers people. So when
That's
Traffic
awesome.
Seeker comes out, little hint there. Okay, but let's talk about this though. Okay?
Yeah.
You can sell the exact same result, exact same service that you're doing, two completely different ways and charge two radically different prices for it.
Yeah.
And
let me give you another example.
Okay.
Funnels. So there's a ton of funnel designers in this community, right? And what are they charging? A lot of these people are charging $500. Nothing wrong with that. They're a funnel designer. Now, if you ask them, can you also do the copy? They're like, no, I don't do copy. I'm like, how can you design something to convert if you don't know the sales message?
Yep.
Right? So they're a graphic designer. You find that on Fiverr. And no offense to those people, just being a little polarizing here. But if you can understand the sales copy, the messaging, the position, the big picture first, and you just have to learn from Russell Brunson. It's in these books, but look at it from a different perspective of like, what is the entire business model? Then you know, this is what they want to build. Now I can build this funnel to either get them leads or to get them customers or whatever it is, because you understand the entire picture, not just this one thing. How do I design a, illustration? Right.
Yeah. And one of the interesting things on that too, that I realized, we're in the process of pitching Elena Cardone to come on the podcast and, impress her and trying to, it's the Cardone world, not the Brunson world, right? So Russell, you don't need flashiness and, try to impress him by like, oh, we're going to do blah, blah, blah. No, but that's how you kind of do Grant and Elena, right? You kind of have to flash with them a little bit, right? And I was thinking about it as I was sitting there last night. I'm like emailing her back and we're going back and forth on it. Anyway, I was like, the way that you present your offer to somebody big not only determines the price of what you're able to charge them, but also determines whether or not they're interested. And it could literally be the exact same thing, right? And so it's like, think about it. If I were to go to somebody like perfect example, Russell Brunson, okay? I recently pitched him. Okay, as you know, and for all of you that have been blowing up my phone, literally I have gotten, dude, so many messages, it's ridiculous, and every phone call I get on, what's Russell saying? Guys, he hasn't replied yet, all right? So believe me, once he does, I'll let you know. But anyway, so I sat down and I started going through and I was like, okay, how am I going to present this to Russell? And even though I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do, I was like, if I present it this way, that is, to Russell, that's like, not interesting. But if I present it this way, exact same thing, but it's I'm highlighting a different thing. Yeah. Now he's going to take interest in that. So if you've got a service, all right, and let's just say I'm going to go use the video editing example because this is awesome, right? And I went to someone like a Russell Brunson, and I didn't pitch him video editing services, but like, let's hypothetical, right? Pick your dream who, the Russell, the Grant, the Brendan Bouchard, or whatever. You do video editing services, right? And you go to them and you say, I can do video editing services for you. I'm the best in the world at it. We've gotten all these results. It's amazing. Look at everything that we do. You know what they're going to be like? They're going to be like, cool,
that's
dude.
Cool. That's cool.
Appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
But if you instead came to them and went, Russell, oh my gosh. Okay, keep in mind, you are your own zone of genius. You know more about what you are able to create with assets than the person does. So if all of a sudden you come to somebody and you go, Russell, Grant, Brendan, Josh, Gusten, whatever, right? I have this really, really cool idea. I do video editing. That's my specialty. Okay, great. Now you placed yourself as this expert here in this position. That's all the information that they need. Here's what I was thinking we could do. Keep in mind, these are millionaires, multimillionaires. Russell Brunson manages $1 billion company. He doesn't have time to think, right, about what it's all done for him. His schedule is planned. Everything's done. So he doesn't have time to come up with the idea. If you go to him, Steve Larson said this, when you're Dream 100ing somebody, don't ask. Just do it, right? They don't have time to, they don't know. But if you come to them with a completed idea and you go, hey, listen, what if, since I'm a video editor, you've got all these, and I'm just going to make something up here, right? You got all these clips of you doing interviews with people on stage at all your different events. What if we took all those and we chopped them all up and we made like a Netflix series for your funnel flicks where we went through and we did all this. And so it was like a Jimmy Fallon style show and we went through and we did all these different things and you came up with this entire plan for them of exactly what it would look like for that. Guess what? Now, not only are you going to massively have their attention, they're going to be like, all right, Well, all right.
Yeah.
So this person's now now you're going to be able to go in and say, hey, pay me a $5,000 a month retainer and I can do any video editing you need. Now you can be like, sweet, we're going to do this project and it's going to take us 3 months and the bill's going to be 30 grand. And he's going to be like, 100%, let's rock and roll. You just doubled your price and got the attention because of the way that you presented it.
And if it's visual, if it is funnel design, or if it's video editing, you can be like, here's the vision. Here's how it's going to fit into your, like you said, what you're doing right now. Here's how we can help you with traffic secrets. Here's how we can help you with whatever you're doing right now. And here's an example of it. I already made this for you.
Boom.
That is the thing that separates the 99% and the 1%. I think one of the things that because I always do the things that I love the most before asking like, where can I make the most amount of money? So it doesn't feel like work. And so I'm like, who do I want to work with? How can I help them for free? And I know gurus say like, don't do that. Don't undervalue, whatever. I'm like, how can I help these people genuinely build relationships with them and show them what I'm thinking? Not, hey, I had a message last week, like, Gusten, I have this amazing idea. And you get them all the time too. So you're like, you just, exactly, that's the face.
You're just like,
you're like,
and
no.
so do I.
And bro, the crazy part is a lot of people say that they want to work in my funnel team. I only have one person that I work with. Shout out to Ivy. And they're like, I can help you with this thing. And I'm like, show me. Like, don't talk.
Yeah.
Show me.
Yep.
And I learned that from people like Russell Brunson and Steve Larson and Grant Cardone, whatever. Like, there's all these people are talking. Just do a section of the funnel. Just show me something. But the thing is that people are afraid to do work up front for a reward that they might not get.
Yeah. Delayed gratification.
Yeah.
People don't like risk.
If you can get rid of that, you win.
And guys, you have to understand, like, you can do this like to anybody. Like, you don't have to be afraid of like, oh my gosh, it's Steve Larson, right? Like, what if he doesn't like it? What if he doesn't? But what if he does? Okay, quick side note on this. So Steve and I are really good friends, right? How Steve and I became really good friends is because I Dream 100 him for a year, right? Yeah. One of the first major things that I did for him was I went to him and I was like, Steve, I'm going to do all of your social media for free. Or at cost if you want to put, dollars behind it or whatever. Here's the plan. Boom, 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 boom. And I started with Instagram because that was kind of the conversation. That's where we were in. And so he was like, wow, all right, I see it. And I like had created some pictures and images from his stuff to kind of show him what we could do, gave him some example accounts so he could see it, like you said, right? It wasn't perfect, but it was enough. And so he's like, all right, sounds good. I'll let you in. So now I'm in just a little bit. Now keep in mind, you don't stop there. So then what did I do? I was like, hey, Steve, we're going to start a Facebook group for you. And he goes, no, I don't want a Facebook group. I was like, nope, Steve, you definitely need a Facebook group. He's like, nope, I don't want a Facebook group. I definitely don't think I need a Facebook group. I was like, Steve, yeah, you definitely need a Facebook group. So what did I do? I literally went, I created the Facebook group. I created the cover photo image. I created everything. I literally went and set up the entire thing for him. Steve's Facebook group, the signs of selling online, offers or die. I'm the one that created the group, came with the graphics, all that. And then I was like, Steve, here's what we're going to do. And then he saw it. And I gave him this example. I'm like, here's the group. Here's how it's going to work. Here's how it's all going to integrate in. All you have to do is say go, and I'm going to turn this whole thing on. And then he saw it, and he was like, oh, okay, I've got it. Like, he didn't know.
I see it now.
He didn't know what I do. And the person that you're trying to Dream 100 right now doesn't know what you know. You know what I mean? And like, I've been Dream 100ing Russell for years now, and that's paying off. You know what I mean?
You know what's interesting too? Even if you get them to know what you do, you're still a distraction. Yeah. Because what they're doing right now is working. These people, it's working for them. What you have to do is say, here's how I fit into your system.
Yep.
And if you can do like a visual thing, what you did with Steve, for an example, was first the entire plan. When he saw like, here's in the middle from all my traffic sources, we can get them to this community that you can sell to. He's like, well, that makes a lot of sense because polarizing message, future-based cause, capitalist pig, that's amazing. Let's do it. And now he saw how you fit into his life. Plus, he now likes your personality too.
Yeah,
right.
That's big.
That's a big thing. Like you have confidence. So like when you pitch, you're confident, and people like that too. That's another thing. But like what I've noticed with these people, like high level people, I never send out proposals. I don't know if you do. I don't send proposals. If I do have to have a meeting with them, I have a meeting. A lot of times it's just like going back and forth in Messenger. What I've noticed is that people trust me, right? Like they trust my personality, and like they like who I am. And so like that sounds weird when you say like that, but it's like you don't have to be like a super good closer or super good marketer to get clients. Just be genuinely just want to help a ton of people and like have that as your core.
Be mature, but be yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
and be confident.
Right. Super confident. Don't, going back to what Katie and I have talked about a lot, is like operating out of power, not out of need.
Yeah.
Right. And so even when I pitched Russell, every part she would come through and she'd edit, she'd be like, you're operating out of need there, you're operating out of power there. And I was like, oh, okay, good, sweet. Change the need to power, right? The lingo, the thing. Because you don't want the person that you're trying to dream 100, the client that you're trying to get, you don't want them to feel like you need them.
Yeah.
You want them to feel like they need you.
I have a story about this as well.
Do it.
So I have amazing friends here in Finland, and they were assholes when I started because they thought I was crazy, and willing to say that they agree that
right.
Some of them called my wife, and they're like, "Hey, you're married to a weirdo." Like, anyways,
I mean, so they're maybe not wrong, but
exactly. That's why I'm giving it to them. Last week we were in sauna, we're masterminding, and they want to build funnels. A lot of them they want to build funnels. And they're like, how are you getting clients, Gusten? And, I gave them a strategy, go to the ClickFunnels group and post and like, not just like post a post and that sort of stuff, but like actually broke it down for them step by step. Now, I love them, but the post that they posted was different than when I post there or when, if you were to post there. And so I'm like, this is interesting. 2 people, they sell the same stuff. They post in the same group. One of them get a client or 11 messages. One of them gets 0 messages. One of them gets roasted, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference? And so it's interesting.
Yeah, what is the difference? What is the difference, Gusten?
The difference is positioning. One of them operates out of power. One of them operates out of need.
Yeah.
One of them looks needy, like, I need clients. This is a bait. It's screaming bait post. And I'm a beginner. No offense. Like, I give credit to people who are trying. I do, because it's hard to post in a group like that where everybody, the cancel culture right now is huge. Like, you post something like, this noob, like, I'm going to destroy this kid. I'm going to destroy this kid. So like,
it's like old Dan Henry right there.
And then they come back to me and they're like, I did this thing. It didn't work. And so like, we analyze it, we go back and forth. And so it's so powerful what you said, like operating out of confidence and power, and like focusing on how can I help people, not how can I post something and get these clients. It's
and I want to explain this. So I am at a point now in my life where I have some leverage over, to hire people and to, we're building a team now, and we've got the content team and we got the podcast team and we've got, I've got my assistant and everything like that. And I will tell you, like, one of the hardest things is to find people that have the same vision as you, right?
It's so hard.
It's so hard. But, and the crazy part is, right, is that if that person came along, you wouldn't even think twice, right? You're like, oh my gosh, you are it. Done. Let's go. Right?
Yeah.
Like right now, off we, I trust you. Yeah. Like, am I going to ask for some results? Am I going to ask for some proof? Yes. But I want to know that you understand where I'm going, because what's going to ultimately lead a business forward is the vision, the mission behind it, not just the products. Yes, the products have to be good, but that's where I'm going. So guess what? I'm getting really, really clear on myself. Who am I? What do I stand for? Then what does Think Different Theory stand for? Where is the business going? Where are we going? Right? So now I have this. Here's where we're going. If somebody's not in alignment with that vision, I can't hire them. I'm not going to work with them. You know what I'm looking for? I'm not looking for a funnel designer or a copywriter. I'm looking for a funnel designer or a copywriter that has the vision, understands what I'm talking about. So if you want to be different, if you want to set yourself apart, Lead with why you're passionate about building funnels or why you're passionate about whatever it is, because it's like, hey, we build funnels because of X. The reason we build audiences for people, I build audiences because I believe that audiences, and specifically for entrepreneurs, I believe that entrepreneurs are the only type of people that are going to create sustainable solutions. I believe that audiences are the only way to go and get that message out to the world. So you combine the two of them together, we're going to change the world. We're going to help people understand why they believe what they believe so that they can find their message and then build an audience of raving fans around that message so they can go out and change the world. And they're going to be an entrepreneur because if they're an entrepreneur, they're going to make it sustainable. And so it's like when you lead with that, you're going to attract those type of people. That make sense?
Yeah. That's so true.
All right, guys, we lost Gusten there, right there at the end, but I think that's probably a really good place to wrap up the episode there with everything that we're doing is you're talking about going out there and being different, leading with your message and doing things that are going to allow you to have those high value clients that are going to set you apart with everything. So it's a bummer that we lost Gusten there. It looks like something happened with the internet connection, but shout out to Gusten. Gusten, thank you so much, my man, for coming on. Guys, make sure to go follow Gusten. We're going to link all of his stuff down below. So I'll link his Facebook group. I'll link his Facebook profile, his Instagram and stuff like that down in the audio version of this and also in the video version. So if you have not followed him yet, if you have not gone and checked him out, make sure to go and do that. Gusten, I know you're not here right now, but I super appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on. Guys, this has been, it actually worked out well. This is right at the top of the hour. So, this has been another episode of Think Different Theory with Josh Forti and Gusten Sun, the incredible funnel builder. Guys, he really is. He does know his stuff. He's been a very, very good friend of mine, and we had a really, really good conversation there with everything. So I appreciate you all tuning in. Okay, guys, last thing. Don't forget, Traffic Secrets comes out March 17th. We will release the bonuses next week and let you know what those are. The waitlist will come out next week as well, and we will go from there so that you guys can go join the waitlist and get on the link to do that. We're going to have some super epic bonuses. We want to sell a lot of copies for Russell. Russell has changed my life. And guys, I got to be honest with you. And this is the last thing I'll say here, is the reason that I want to sell the copies of this book has nothing to do with money. I don't care how much money I make off of it. I don't make any money off the front sale. It's all on the back end. And it's not to win a contest. Like, yes, I want to place in the top 20. But the reason I want to place in the top 20, the reason that I want to do well, the reason I want to put together an absolutely epic bonus stack is because I want to support Russell and support the ClickFunnels movement and mission because they have done so much for me and so much for just allowing me to become what I am today. And I love serving the ClickFunnels people. I love what ClickFunnels has done. I run my entire business off of them. I support them. And so when you're buying a book through my link, yes, you're going to get a ton of bonuses. Yes, you're going to support me and hopefully place in the top 20 of the contest and everything like that. But more importantly, like, we're helping Russell get this message of ClickFunnels and funnel hacking and traffic secrets and all the secrets to go get your message out to the world to more people and into the hands of more people. And that's what this is all about. So I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, hustle. God bless. Do not be afraid to think different because those of us that think different are going to be the ones that change the world. I love you all. And I will see you on the next episode. Have a great weekend. Take it easy, fam. Peace.